Ask the GMs, episode 18. Getting the best bang for your dollar. This is Zach from Ask the GMs podcast. Welcome to a fun podcast where we're going to talk about RPGs and the amount of money we spend on them. Throwing it over to RC.
Hey, everybody. I'm doing this partially for my car, but we'll see how much we can get done today this evening. So Brian.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian, and I'm just hoping that I understood this assignment properly. I'll hand it off to Rob.
Hello everyone, I'm Rob. I like money and not spending it, so I tried to find cheap options for this. And now it's Ian's turn.
Hello everyone, Ian Harper here, and you guys know how I feel about capitalism, so let's talk about spending some money on role-playing games.
Introduce myself. Thank you, Ian. I love you, buddy. This is Pat here.
Handing it off to Pat there.
40-second delay.
We are so professional here. You gotta love it. But what you gotta love more is RPGs, much like we all do. And we are all gonna pitch some prices here. I don't know that we're exactly selling these things, but we're just putting it out there for all our audience to see and what our thoughts are on these different systems. And
is it okay if I say I love you?
I love you too, but yeah, it's okay. I
Cheers,
accept
buddy.
your love.
Cheers.
Yep. At arm's length, I accept your. But
That's fair. Okay.
And also, before we get into this whole bit, I would like to give a shout out to Cape Fear Games. If you use our code, give us free stuff at the register. They absolutely won't. But maybe in the future, we could drop a code and sponsor them like we would like to. But in other words, they're good people there. They're a nice local game store that hosts all sorts of events, such as RPG nights, and we very much appreciate them. Rob, would you like to get us started on the RPG system you are telling us about?
Heck yeah, man. So for the first stop on our little tour, we're all going to bundle up and travel to Sweden, because that's where the company is that makes this game. I found that out when I was trying to research prices, and I thought, holy crap, $400. But nope, it's 400 Swedish kroner, which is not $400.
How does that translate?
I'm digging this already.
Anyway, I'm talking about the Alien RPG. Alien like the movie. Super fun. So it's set, of course, in the alien world with all of that mythos and whatnot, with their monsters and body and robot men that bleed milk. So I took a look online, just looked at the core stuff. There's lots of extensions and add-ons and expansions and things you can get. But the three items that I looked at were the starter set, the core rule book, and a GM screen. Took a look at two locations, went to the source to look at the company website. It was what's that? Free League, I think is the
Free
company
League.
one. And then I also looked at the world's friendliest company, Amazon, to see what they were selling it for. So if you go to their website, everything is listed in Swedish kroner. They do have a tool that will translate it into the US dollar for you. But we're going to compare their prices on their website to prices on Amazon.com. Now, I'll mention it as we go through the prices, but I plugged in my address in North Carolina on Free League's website to calculate shipping. Came to about $10. So all these prices, we're going to add $10 to them. All these items are expensive enough that if you order them on Amazon, they should bump up to free shipping. So that does make a little bit of a difference. First item that I'm going to talk about is the Alien RPG starter set. The starter kit comes with a bunch of cool stuff. It comes with one complete scenario that you can use with you and all your friends. Well, you and 5 of your friends, because it comes with 5 pre-made characters. It also comes with a map. It's a pretty cool map. It's double-sided. One side is a star chart, and the other side is the floor plan of a ship that's used in that scenario. There's also a custom set of dice and some stress dice that you're going to end up needing to use as the game progresses. Oh, and it does come with a rule book as well, kind of a thin rule book, not the nice big core rule book, which is another item we're going to take a look at.
Yeah,
But
it's like a cut down rulebook. Yeah.
yeah, like a cut down version of it, but you can get started. It's enough to get going. So the starter kit, starting with the price from Free League's website. So that is 488 kroner, which translates into $46.78 US. So remember, you got to add about $10, so that averages to like just shy of $60 there. Not terrible, but when you go over to Amazon, the sticker price on Amazon is $49.99. So you get about $10 off right off the bat. It's also currently on sale. I looked at it today just before we started this, and it's on sale for 20% off. So it's $39.99 today. Who knows if it'll still be that when you look, but seems to be a little bit cheaper on Amazon. The item I looked at was the core rule book. So this is a little bit of a beefier book than you're going to get in that starter kit. It's a nice hardcover. It's got another scenario in there. So you get something different than what comes in that starter kit, as well as everything you need to run campaigns and create NPCs and things like that. Comes in at 518 kroner, which is $49.76. So it's about $50. Slap 10 more bucks on there for shipping. We'll round it off to 60. That same book's going to run you $42.27. So still saving. Also, if I remember correctly, that's going to put you over the threshold for free shipping on Amazon, so you don't have to worry about shipping costs there. So significant savings on that from Amazon.
As the Bezos gets you.
Right, that's how they get you. And the last item I looked at was a GM screen. So they got a pretty nice trifold, like that nice laminated cardboard kind of screen. The side facing the players is going to be like there's a xenomorph on it with just some ambient kind of color grading. It looks really neat. The inside that faces the GM has got all your details and quick reference materials on there. So it's a good guide. Pretty solid construction. It looks nice.
Okay, Rob, I know you have something to do, but before you go, what is your favorite part of all these items? Or like what's your favorite one?
So that screen on the Free League website, I'm going to come in at 248 kroner, which is about $23.82 US. Remember the shipping. So bumps us up another $10. On Amazon, it's going to be about $25. So as you might expect, everything is a little bit cheaper on Amazon. It all just depends on your corporate business ethics, flavor, preferences. I don't know. But you can get them all on the internet. Zach, didn't you also find this on tractorsupply.com?
It is on Tractor Supply. Also, Rob, one additional major difference is if you buy from the website, you get free PDFs of all the products. Amazon doesn't give you that.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That is cool, though. You get, your PDF print and play version of everything. That's nice. So of all of this, just looking through it, I like the starter kit. I mean, it does seem a little bit pared down, like you're not going to get your big, thick rule book. But I guess just from my perspective, it has a lot of nice extra stuff. Like you mentioned before, getting both of those dice sets. You can buy those individually from the company, but they're way cheaper in this kit. And there's like little tokens and various things that you're going to use throughout the game to mark things on the map, like radar pings and like where you've been and stuff like that. So the kit comes with a lot of nice things in it. So it's a good start. I guess if you have already played this game and know that you're going to get really in depth with it, you might be better off going with like the core rule book or maybe both. But if I were to choose from my level of experience, I would go with that starter kit. Just seems like a lot of good stuff to kick things off with for a pretty reasonable price.
Thank you, Rob. And if the listeners don't mind, Rob has to cut out, but I want to thank him for giving his piece and project on this.
Yep. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Rob.
Later.
See you around, Rob.
If it was good with the listeners, what if they aren't okay with Rob leaving? What are we going to do about that?
Does someone want to read Lindsay's, or do you guys want me to do Lindsay's? She did D&D.
You can do Lindsay's, or unless anybody else want to do it.
I do not.
I don't know, Ian.
I do not personally want to talk about D&D.
Really? I thought you would love to talk about D&D.
No,
I thought they were your hero.
I'll let you guys handle one of those.
Well, hi guys. I'm gender swapped Lindsay.
Proxy. Lindsay Proxy.
Lindsay Proxy. Lindsay Prime. Lindsay Beta. Betamax Lindsay. There we go. We're Betamax.
Are you a Decepticon?
I mean, I was going with the competing product of VHS, but if you want me to be a Decepticon, that's fine. Come on, Pat. How often have I ever betrayed you in a game? The answer is never.
Yeah, deception's definitely not in your nature. Anywho, tell us more about this D&D product.
I'm going to cover what you can spend on Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons offers several prices. They're kind of going to be our baseline, what we're going to compare all the other products to. If you want to get the core book and a digital copy of all of the items, so that's like the player's handbook, the screen, the monster manual, is $169.95.
That's a
get
lot.
you a
That's a lot.
Yeah, that gets you the screen, the player's handbook, and the Dungeons Master's Guide. If you want the starter set, D&D actually has 3, which is not bad. You can get the original starter set they've had forever. It comes with Lost Mine and Found Ever. It's $20. You can often find it for $5 or cheaper, though. But the set price is $20. Gives 5 pre-made characters and 6 dice and character sheets. I also believe you can find the PDF for free, so if you don't need the dice, you're fine. The newest one is Stormwreck Isle, also $20. A little nicer, better dice, 5 characters. Also free if you look online in terms of the adventure. And the Essential Kit's a little better. It gives you a DM screen, some cards, dice, and a little like flimsy screen in an adventure. But that one's $25. And if you want to on D&D Beyond, you can get the Legendary Bundle with all the books included at D&D Beyond, all the spells, subclasses. That'll set you back a svelte $981.35.
What, say that again?
Pass.
Say that one more time.
$981.35.
A hard pass on that.
But it's on D&D Beyond.
That doesn't help.
Bite my left toe.
That does not help the cause.
Ian,
Yes.
for the new VTT, D&D Beyond doesn't link into it, so your purchase is safe. It will transfer over.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Okay. You're not helping me here.
Just think of the value to Wizards of the Coast.
It helps monetize it, right?
Definitely. But either way, a lot of the adventures are good. Like the Essential Kit adventure is good. I've played it before. Last Month of Failed Ever people love and have run it multiple times. Like if you look online, there's like 85 upgrades to that adventure. So if you were to learn D&D, that has like all you need. Part of the problem is it doesn't teach you how to make a character in any of the starter sets. They're all pre-made. You don't get a blank sheet. They're all very pared down. So there's that. The bundle's not horrible. You do get the screen and the player's handbook and the monster manual. DM's guide is pretty bad, though. So you're also spending about $170. You also get no adventures in that bundle or character sheets or dice.
I think
So if you were,
the DM's guide hasn't been worth getting since like AD&D, right, Zach?
there have been valuable tools in a lot of them, but a super good one, it's been a long time. Normally the books are $49.95, so $50. Be aware that D&D does not offer you free PDF with purchase, so if you want an additional PDF copy in D&D Beyond or wherever else Wizards is going to let you have a PDF, you have to pay full book price.
That's not a shocker to me.
So if you want another copy of your monster manual, that's another $50. Pat, I believe you have the core set, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I only bought it on sale though, because I'm frugal.
But what do you think about it? It doesn't come with like shiny covers or something?
No, well, yeah, actually, it did come with foil covers. I just I only ever crack open the player's handbook because or the monster manual. The DMG has I don't think it's ever been cracked open, to be honest.
That's not a good sign, Pat.
No. I mean, who needs it? But
Ouch. I also think you've barely ever used that screen, too.
I've barely used a lot of my D&D stuff, bud, to be honest. Because, you turn me on to new systems, and I'm just like, meh, that's trash.
Ian,
Yes.
what I'm hearing is you're going to go spend $1,200 on Wizards of the Coast, right?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Come on, you get all the content when they're right about to change editions.
I know, just right there at the sweet spot.
Okay, listeners, we're not trying to be smarmy, but like, none of that was a deal.
Yeah, exactly. That's
D&D might be the bog standard we're comparing to, but those starter sets had next to nothing. And 170 for 3 books and a screen might tend to be a lot, apparently. Who would like to go next?
Let me go ahead and get D&D's primary contender out of the way, Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
ooh.
Oh, we're going to get the Pepsi to the Coca-Cola.
Yeah, putting them head to head. I like this.
Another high fantasy kind of environment. Well, I'm going to remind everybody that I have not played Pathfinder. I've been told that it's akin to like D&D 3.5, or people call it 3.75. So we'll go into that. But I do know how pricing an RPG product should come to you as. But if you're interested in getting into the Pathfinder 2nd Edition system, if you are new to RPGs, I would recommend the beginner box. And right now I'm looking at it on Amazon for $43.16. And it seems like most of the Paizo, Pathfinder, and Starfinder, all those kinds of products are around 20% off on Amazon right now, or at least as of this video. Now, on this beginner's box, the contents of it, you have a 72-page Hero's Handbook, which presents the rules for playing the game and creating characters, including their skills, spells, and gear. Then you get an 88-page Game Master's Guide containing an introductory adventure. It has 20 pages of monsters and rules for building your own adventure and dozens of Wondrous Magic items. Also in this box is included 4 pre-made heroes, so you can, if somebody's brand hammer new, you can just slap that down. It also comes with 6 blank character sheets. And here's the thing where I believe you get a lot of value in this box. You get 100 character and monster pawns to use on a double-sided full-colored adventure map. So just whenever you're not playing in Theater of the Mind, but you have physical representation on the table, and you have 100 potential. I mean, they are cardstock minis, but still, that's something more that I don't see in a lot of like introductory box set.
Well, you also said you get a mat, so there's your little grid there too.
Yeah. So you get that stuff. Of course, you get a set of 7 polyhedral dice, as you should. Although maybe one more set would have been nice in this, especially at the price point. And then you also get something that's, I think, pretty cool, and we could probably use in D&D sessions as well. They have 4 game reference cards to help players remember their actions and what you can do. I know Zach took me through a moment where was it in 2nd edition Pathfinder, you have 3 actions a turn, so you could like triple move or multi-attack.
3 action economy.
Yeah. So I definitely think that'll be a huge player aid for beginners.
And the price, Pat?
That was $43.16 for all of that.
So that's more expensive. Like, I'm not saying you're not getting a decent amount, but that is so far been the more expensive of the starter sets.
Yeah. But I like it as a starter set. You can really get into it. Now, if I were to say I already knew that I would like the Pathfinder system because I've done my research, I wouldn't start with the beginner box. I would hop straight into the core rulebook, which as of right now is $42.63 on Amazon, and it says it's on a 29% discount. I'd say it's a bit more expensive than like your average like player's handbook or whatever on D&D, but it seems like this core rulebook of Pathfinder 2nd edition kind of encompasses all that would be in the player's handbook / game dungeon master guide / bestiary or monster manual equivalent of D&D. this thing is meaty. It's 640 pages. It gives you all of your ancestries, which is, your races. It gives you, let's see. It gives you
30 backgrounds, 12 classes.
I thought this was interesting. It has variant heritages for like half elves and half orcs, so they're not doing away with that like D&D said they are, which I thought was funny. Then it has your 12 classes. It has alchemist, barbarian, bard, champion, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, and wizard. Tons of spells and pretty much anything you would think would be in the core collection of D&D. And in addition to that, I would get the core rulebook, and I would get the GM screen, which comes in at $20. Or I found this little bundle. It is the GM screen, a magnetic combat pad, a deck of condition cards. Now that one's coming in a bit pricey. It's $106 for those 3 items together. But the GM screen, it's 4 panels. It's high-grade cardstock with that protective surface. And it seems, as far as screens go, that it has everything you would want it to have. Conditions, death and dying rules. DC setting tables, which I'm all about. Hey, my guy wants to break down a wood door versus an iron door. And it's like, what's the DC for that? And I'm like, hell if I know. But if it's got that on the screen, my life is made much easier. It has things that show you how to make creatures into elite or weaker, overview on actions, just all your reference use stuff. I don't think it's got too many useless things on it.
Now it is $20 on the Paizo website, but it's also super difficult to find. It took me like 7 minutes to find it.
Yeah, because at first I approached Zach. I'm like, man, I can't find this. I can only find it in a bundle. And I told him I even checked Paizo's website, but he did a little bit more digging and found it. So the magnetic gamepad, it has dry erase areas where you can add in and put in your initiative order. So that's fun and helpful. And then the condition cards, you can deal out to your players, tells you, hey, this is what's on them. You have multiple conditions, say your entire group gets feared or poisoned or what have you. But that is where I would start out. I would start out with the core rulebook at $42 and the GM accessory bundle, which is $106. So was that $148 as far as a starting point for Pathfinder? If you want to get into it.
Pricey there, Pat.
Yeah, and also, if you wanted to go a little bit further, you could grab the first bestiary of 3. That's $38.67, and an additional ancestry guide, which is $27. So maybe for another like $60, so maybe $200, you could have pretty much a lot of stuff to chew on. It is a high entry point, but I don't know. I guess that's where we're getting with RPGs this day. What do you guys think about any of that stuff?
I personally really like Pathfinder, so that's worth it. I have one of the older beginners boxes that came with pretty much all the stuff that you said. The little cardboard guys, and Pat, was the one that you had is the matte double-sided. Yeah,
double-sided.
Yeah, mine is too. Like one side looks like a cave, and the other one's just like kind of blank with a grid.
Mm-hmm. I'm super aware what this one looks like.
I it's a good value. It's just having the starter box myself. I definitely think it's worth it.
Yeah, and I'd say if somebody's unsure, the beginner box is definitely the way to start, because that's your. Say you spend $45 or whatever, and you find out that you don't like it. Well, you're not, $200 in the hole. If you want to have the upgraded start, I would say.
Now, Ian, one thing on that: this is Pathfinder 2, which is crunchier than Pathfinder 1.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I think I have Pathfinder 1 is what I have. I'm looking
Now,
for it, not seeing it, but yeah, I think I've got 1.
I have a question. Didn't Pathfinder 2 just recently come out?
Yeah.
Like how recent?
Early this year, late last year.
No, it's older than that.
Okay. Because I thought, like RC, I thought it was earlier this year. And I was looking at Paizo's website, and they already have 50 books for it. And I'm like, Jesus, they are prolific.
Yeah, no, it's not brand new. It's new, but it's not brand new. They've just been working on like a revamped, like cleaner version of the book. But it's the second edition has been out, I think, a year or two.
Okay.
Now, RC, do you want to go, or do you want Brian and Ian to go?
No, I was about to say, if we want to keep it in the same vein and talk about the other redheaded stepchild of D&D, Paizo's other game, Starfinder.
Go for it.
Yeah, so the starter box, runs in a similar vein to Pathfinder 2. It's going to run you about $40. It comes with a 96-page Heroes Handbook and a 96-page Game Master's Guide to Adventure, Alien Adversaries, and advice on how to create your own species, and science fantasy tales, blah, blah, blah. The beginner's box also comes with 80 full-color pawns, a set of dice, 24 plastic bases for your pawns, 6 pre-generated character sheets, and 6 blank character sheets.
Yeah, if I recall, both Paizo products not only teach you how to play, they teach you how to make a new character, and I think they let you get to level 10.
I don't see where it mentions if it has a level cap on it or not.
Yeah, I don't think they advertise it, but like I think in terms of like content they give you up to level 10.
It also includes 6 player aid cards for quick reference rules, which I'll be honest, it definitely needs. If anybody's played 3.5 before, this is like 3.5 plus some extra math. Let's go to the pricing. So the starter box puts you out about $40. It does not include a PDF with purchase. The PDF is another $20.
Ooh, that is interesting, actually.
Like Pat said before, everything that Paizo has on their website on Amazon is currently running at about 20% less, which equates to about $10 on each of the Starfinder books. Each of them runs somewhere between $40 and $60. Speaking of which, the Player's Handbook runs you $60 and an additional $20 if you want a PDF. So you're looking at $80 just to get the Player's Handbook.
And do you mean the core book with all the rules?
Yeah, that's the core book with all the rules. Each additional book, so the operations manual, which is additional character options, is another $40. The armory that, like, when we played this, the armory ended up being my go-to because the baseline game doesn't have enough weapons in it to suffice for how the game works.
Everyone's told me that the armory is basically mandatory in Starfinder.
Yeah, that's another $40 and another $20 for a PDF. Now, granted, all of these have a pocket-size edition you can buy. Doesn't come with a PDF for about $15 less.
And how about the screen?
I actually don't even see the screen on their website, believe it or not. Although it may be the one product that's currently unavailable.
Yeah, they like to hide their screen somewhere in the accessories. When I bought it last time, I bought it at Cape Fear Games. It was $20.
Sounds about right.
You could, in theory, get a PDF of the screen. That's the one PDF item. People like give PDFs for screens all the time, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, am I just hand printing this later? Like, I'm not going to use it like on a VTT.
Yeah. The 4 Alien Archives, all $40 with $20 PDFs.
And those are big critter books, basically.
Yep, big critter book. There's a background lore book that kind of feels important. Considering the core book doesn't really greatly cover the lore of Starfinder, there's a campaign setting and lore book called the Drift Crisis, which is pretty much the on-setting event for the Starfinder universe. It's $45. It looks like it's a full adventure campaign. Again, PDF.
What you're really saying is maybe try it out with the starter set or get the core book and the armory book.
Yeah, because otherwise you're sinking in like easily $300 or $400 into this by the time you've gotten all the books. It's a really high price point.
Now, I will say that Paizo over the last year or two has had a lot of sales on Humble Bundle in terms of PDF packages. And when we play, that's basically why we played. Our game master for that basically got the bundle for like $20.
I have a question. What does it mean by pocket edition? Is it just like a smaller version of the book?
It is smaller. It's like super cut down. Like think almost old school like video game manual.
Oh, like no cool graphics or anything like that?
No, it is. It just cut down.
I have some pocket editions of 4th edition D&D. I imagine they're almost exactly like that. They're like paperback. They're 3/4 of the size of the original book. Pretty much what you'd be looking at getting.
Yeah, it's almost like a desk reference. It is not for like often play. It's for you to quickly flip through it. Anything else I see?
Not really. It pretty much covers it.
And how about everyone else in terms of what you think about Starfinder or that like price point or those products?
So this armory is a must because it just has all the cool tech and gadgets and guns that you would want versus the starting
one of
thing.
the issues me and RC have with Starfinder is it's your weapon is gear leveled. So you start with like a level 1 pistol and basically the level 10 pistol's 95 times better.
Now, is it you can't equip level 10 pistol just because you're not the level, or?
That's been the ongoing debate between the two of us.
That sounds kind of like a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Because me and RC have like joked for a long time. Yeah, you can't have that level 10 shotgun. It's like, I'm a rogue. Well, you can't have it. It's like, I'm just going to break in your house, slit your throat, and then I have a level 10 shotgun. It's just a weird throwback. I don't hate Borderlands, but it's a weird thing. It's like, in paper, this just makes the game take longer.
I was about to say, like, is Starfinder a shooter looter also?
No. Oh my god. No.
RC with a shotgun. Oh no, it's a Roomba. What? It's literally a Roomba. 40 minutes later, the second Roomba is dead. After like dumping like a crate of shotgun shells at it.
Level 1, everybody. Level 1. All you need to do is roll a 14. I have rolled 12 for the last hour.
Yeah. We almost got killed by Roombas to the point where like a 6th Roomba joined the combat and just left. He's like, the other 4 Roombas got it.
You guys got this under control. Cool. I'll go patrol some other part of the spaceship.
So, I also have an alternative question. Since we're pitching these systems and their price points to people that might be curious on them or trying them out. As far as RPG systems go, how is Starfinder and Pathfinder 2nd Edition as far as a system to learn? Because I know we've talked at length about Call of Cthulhu being a good introductory RPG for people to the concept of RPGs because its simplicity in ways. How welcoming is it to a person that's brand new to RPGs?
So Starfinder is not bad. They give you a lot of options. They don't give you like overwhelming options. They give you a lot. But this is definitely like if you play 3.5 or 3rd, like you're spending an hour in character. You're not spending 20 minutes.
It's definitely a game that if you're going to invest the time in it, you want it to last.
Okay.
And it's not a bad game. It's just you just got to like look at a lot of things and you get a lot of cool options. The 2nd edition of Pathfinder, however, based on what I've read, the fact that one of our other players won't even play it, it's so heavy because you basically need an app to build your character because that's how much stuff you have to reference. It's super crunchy. It's more crunchy than Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, and Warhammer Fantasy was fairly crunchy. Enjoyably so, but it's fairly crunchy.
No, I really don't want to play a game where the resolution of the math of like hitting a hobgoblin is like 40 different equations. He's got a +4 from this. He's got a +2 from that. He's got a -4 from that. You have to enter some like additional math theory to factor all the pluses and minuses and then check your d20. I do like Starfinder's health pool, where you basically have stamina and then health, and your stamina like heals very quickly versus your actual HP does not. So you have like 2 health pools.
I like that.
I liked the concept of the kinetic AC and the energy AC. I thought that was cool. The 2 different armor classes.
Yeah, that's a cool way to make sense of weapons. It's just they have a lot of weird weapon types, like almost like D&D. It's like, oh, you got acid, you got blibble blabble. I'm like, I get it, but that's like a lot to take care of and like focus on. Also, I know because I got into Starfinder when it like launched. I have like an original PDF from my buddy that got it for me. A lot of people don't really like the ship-to-ship combat in terms of like it's not bad, but it's a little better when everyone has like their own X-wing instead of like their own like Millennium Falcon they're all on. Which isn't that like the fantasy we all want to do in our heads? All be on the Falcon.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, or I don't know. I'd be happy with either, to be honest. I'd be happy just cruising in space with my buddies.
Yeah, I would like to be on a multi-person ship, not like a single seat fighter. I'd like to be in a multi-person cruiser.
What would your job be on that
Like,
cruiser?
clearly, I'm piloting the ship. I'm the helmsman, dude. I'm behind the wheel. That's no doubt about it.
So one of my favorite things is when we got a freighter is all but one player had low light vision. So we would just put like couches and shit everywhere. And like never turn the lights on.
I love that.
Oh, we have borders so that just people like bouncing off crap. Like, what's going on? I was like, yeah, you realize like most of us don't need to see or can see in the dark. So please invade our spaceship that's just like Home Alone of just crap in the way. And then eventually I'm like, depending on the section, you can just vent the atmosphere because I'm a robot.
Oh boy.
Beep boop.
Beep,
I'm shocked
boop.
nobody wants to like be on the Death Star because that's kind of where I want to be.
Too big of a target, man. That's too much heat.
Sir, we've identified the target. It's that planet over there.
Also, like if we want to get into that, we're not talking about Star Trek or Star Wars tonight, but they definitely have slightly better dedicated systems than Starfinder. I don't think Starfinder is bad. I do think that the Star Wars and Star Trek systems are better system focused if that's the universe you want to play in. Or you can play Death Watch and even have like even more crunch. Captain Crunch of Crunch.
All right. So, who has our next system? Is it Ian?
All right, Warhammer Fantasy. Cubicle 7 is the publisher for this one. And I took a look at the core starter set. So it's like a box set like we've talked about with a few of the other games. There's the core rulebook and there's a Game Master screen. So I took a look at those 3 things. The core starter set comes with a kind of truncated core rulebook and an adventure. It was kind of unclear, Zach, is it only one adventure it comes with?
It's a big book
Okay.
of adventures. It's for
Gotcha,
Uber's Reich.
gotcha.
I'm not going to say you have weeks of play there, but you could push it like you're going to get like 3 or 4
Gotcha.
sessions.
So for starting out, it's perfect. So there's plenty to do. Yeah. Okay. So it does. So it is, I guess, a few different adventures. There are maps and handouts, and guys, I love handouts. I know you guys do too. We're Call of Cthulhu buffs, so we love some handouts. And it comes with a custom dice set. This particular, I guess they make their. I didn't actually see the dice, but they're customized.
Q Workshop. You've seen me. Roll
Okay,
my roll
gotcha,
all the
gotcha.
time.
I actually do recall those now. There's some advantage tokens that it comes with. And they look like they're metal. Is that right, Zach, or are they plastic? It looked metal to me.
No,
Okay.
no,
Oh,
they're
cardboard.
cardboard.
Gotcha. There are some rules reference sheets and the ready-made characters. It comes with 4 of those, and they come in these cool like fold-out like folders with like a backstory. It looks like and all the stats and everything. The presentation was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's like a little cool, like 3-leaf folded paper of
Yeah,
each character.
it's really neat. I've not ever seen a publisher do something like that. It is very well presented. The core rulebook itself is pretty big. I actually really liked this core rulebook. It's got the guide to all the races, careers. It's got a full guide to all the religions of the old world. It's got a spell book and a bestiary. And it's also got some Game Master resources too. So it's like it's 3 books in one. So that's a pretty good one. And the Game Master screen is really cool. It's like a quad panel, so it trifolds. It's got four panels on it. It's pretty big. The artwork on it is awesome. It's got more than you need. It's got charts and hooks and advice for the DM, all kinds of advice for the DM, and it also comes with a little mini Game Master guide. I guess that's what it reminded me of, right, Zach? Is it's like just like a little mini GM's guide.
Yeah, it's a reference on making plot hooks or the dooming chart if more humans need to be doomed. That's also one of my negatives of the core book. The doom chart in that book gives you like 4 options versus like if you get the screen, you get literally a D100 table.
Oh, so the core rulebook's going to give you some limited content? Okay.
In terms of just the
Gotcha.
dooming specifically. Also, the starter set, the lid and bottom of the box of the starter set are actually a tiny DM screen.
Oh, interesting. I did not realize that. That's cool. I actually like that even more. That's really neat.
Yeah, so they actually use like all parts of the box.
I got you. I feel like on the website they don't do a good enough job of showing you that. I feel like I would have that would have stuck out to me. So I looked at two sources for the content. I went to Amazon first. The core starter set that on Amazon clocked in at $29.95. The core rulebook, the cheapest I found it was $43.83. And the Game Master screen I found for $31.99. That came to approximately about $106. You'll have to throw in some tax there, but you're just over $100 for those 3 things on Amazon. So it's a little bit cheaper than the publisher's website, but like you don't get free PDFs on Amazon. You do get free PDFs on Cubicle 7 site. If you buy from there, they give you free PDFs through DriveThruRPG. And I personally don't like buying things from Amazon because Jeff Bezos is a huge dick. So I wouldn't even buy it off of Amazon. So screw that guy. Let's hop over to the publisher's website. I liked their website. It was very easy to navigate. Very good looking website. The core starter set was $29.99. The core rulebook was $59.99. Game screen was $25.99, strangely cheaper than Amazon. I thought that was weird. You're coming in at approximately $116 there, so not that much more expensive. It's actually pays. You actually get about a $60 value for buying directly from the publisher because you get PDFs for everything, and you can buy the PDFs alone. It's $15 for the core starter PDF and $15 for the Game Master screen and like that little mini book I told you about, and then the $30 for the core rulebook. So like I said, like $60 worth of PDFs for free there. And plus you're supporting the publisher. Why wouldn't you do that? That's just a great idea.
Now, Ian, you did call out the websites. I will have to call out that Paizo's website is a nightmare to like scroll and use. So is Wizards. So is Wizards.
Yeah,
of the
Wizards'
Coast.
website's terrible. Actually, Cubicle 7's website is good. I rank it right up there with Chaosism's website. I think their website's well laid out too. Cubicle 7's website is very intuitive and easy to navigate, and it's really pretty too.
Also, as RC and Pat will mention that screen.
Oh yeah,
is
I'll
mandatory.
the screen does look
yeah.
pretty cool.
I was gonna say, anytime we were playing Warhammer Fantasy, we pretty much like, hey Zach, can I get your screen real quick? Because there's a kind of in-depth leveling up system where every little nugget of experience you can put here, put there. Because there's not so much milestones where you're leveling up. It's as you get your experience, just put it in. I mean, there isn't even concept of a level in Warhammer Fantasy. You're just, hey, I'm a Brandhammer new character to I'm a character that's been around the block for a while.
It's pretty much have you advance into mini careers, but there's no level.
Yeah, I liked the GM screen. It had thing that stood out to me about that is it had all the rules for, let's see, it had all the rules for like money and wealth. It had all the rules for like you said, the leveling. It just had a lot of stuff on it that I wouldn't expect. Oh, and the difficulty rating chart. That looked super helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super needed. Also, I like the fact that the art is congruent because it's a 4-panel screen. So if you fold it down to 2 panels, the art works. And if you have
so
it as
it's
all
kinda-
4 panels, the art works both ways.
Oh, nice. It's kind of geomorphic, if you will, quote unquote. Gotcha. Yeah, I would say that the only thing I would say about the GM screen is that it's a little overwhelming at first because I took a good look at it. Not knowing anything about the system, it was kind of overwhelming. My recommendation would be to get the starter set to like learn the game, and because that screen looked pretty useful too. But overall, this looks like a good system. The artwork is awesome. I love the artwork. It's kind of comic booky, but at the same time kind of gritty. So I kind of like the comic style to it.
I also like the inside of the screen because they use like
Yes.
scroll colors, so there's a lot of tans and taupes. A lot of interior screens are just
I
white.
agree.
Like that's so
I
hard
like
to
that
read.
that tan color that you're talking about. That's really easy on my eyes, and you guys know I have really terrible eyesight, so it was easy on the eyes. Speaking of that, the font in the book was a good size. It didn't really look like it would be too small. It looked pretty manageable. The production quality of this product looks really good. Just outstanding. I don't have anything but good things to say about this. Again, my recommendation is to buy the $30 set because coming in at over $100, that might be, if you're balling on a budget, that might be a little bit too much to spend on a system you're not sure about. So I would recommend at least the core starter set. This game looks pretty good.
Well, also that it's one of the few systems where you only need the percentile dice. Like you only need a D100, so you're even saving a dice.
Yeah, it didn't look like it. It just looked like they. We've talked about this before about publishers respecting our table space. It looks like Warhammer has a. It looks like it respects your table space for sure.
The RPG, sir. The Warhammer, the RPG.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's be very specific
Well, yeah,
on
we've been
which
talking about
variant of Warhammer
Fantasy,
we're
so
talking about
we're
here.
not suddenly switching to 40K.
Well, no, Warhammer Fantasy, the RPG. It's like 40K. It's really good on your table space, as opposed to what?
Nobody has mentioned
Buffet?
40K yet.
Twilight Imperium.
No, so yeah, this is a pretty cool layout. I like it. The only thing, I wish it was more than 4 pre-made characters. I was really hoping for like 5 or 6, but that's not like a huge deal. I think it's just because I like the design of the character so much. I was hoping for more than 4.
Well, I do appreciate that they use those characters in a lot of the art and all in future books. So if you like the characters, technically their story is allowed to continue.
Oh yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like this is kind of a definitely a narrative, like an ongoing narrative style.
And to Brian, who probably had the easiest job of everyone here.
Yeah, and I'm sure that I'm going to miss something, so I appreciate anybody that steps in. Don't want to say we saved the best for last, but maybe I'm biased. So I'm talking about the Call of Cthulhu slipcase set. It contains the Keeper rulebook, the Investigator's Handbook, and a Keeper screen pack. You can only buy this on the Chaos on their website on Chaosium. It is an exclusive, so I'll give you a rundown of kind of what each of those contains, and then prices and everything. So with the Keeper rulebook, what that's going to contain is the core rules, monsters, kind of game master guidance, if you will, as well as spells. Their website describes it as a veritable grimoire. It comes with 2 pre-made adventures. One is Amidst the Ancient Trees and Crimson Letters. Standalone, that'll run you on their website, $54.95. On Amazon, it was on sale, so it was $44.37. Though if you bought it on Amazon, you wouldn't get the PDF, so that's not as much value there. Moving to the Investigator's Handbook, that's more expanded rules for character creation. It gives you over 100 occupations to choose from for your adventures, and just more information on the Roaring Twenties. From my research, it doesn't look like that came with any. It came with pre-made characters, but it didn't come with any additional adventures.
So, Brian, it does not come with an adventure. It does come with the short story, The Dunwich Horror. So, if you're trying to learn about H.P. Lovecraft or the setting, that's a good story to go with. And while it's not mandatory to get the Investigator's Handbook, the 100 plus occupations does make making your character like super fast.
Yeah, I know. Like we've passed that around quite a bit, and I'm partial to it. I like it. So as far as price for the Investigator Handbook, all on its own on their website, it's $44.95. Amazon again was a little bit of a discount, but at $37.30. Again, no PDF accompanying the Amazon purchase, so losing value there. And then finally, the Keeper Screen Pack, which effectively enhances play for the GM. It makes it faster because you have charts and stuff on the screen itself. It also comes with maps, full color of Lovecraft Country, which is like New England area, and as well as Arkham, which shows up all the time in many adventures. And then that also comes with 2 ready-to-play scenarios from the 20s, one being Blackwater Creek. The other one, now that I can't read my own handwriting.
I think it's Miss Dews, isn't it? Miss Dews. Yeah, it's Miss Dews. Yeah.
Yes, Miss Dews, thank you, yep. Missed Dews, that was it. So, as far as price, on their website, it's $29.95 on its own. Amazon did not have the hardcover available from what I saw. It only had a soft cover, and that was $21.80.
Oh, Amazon's weird like that. Like they're trying to categorize it like a book. That's why it says soft cover, because the screen itself is just a hard piece of like cardboard. So that's the same thing. One additional thing it comes with is it comes with a little reference book. So if you want to look up poisons and basic rules, it's in there too.
Very good. So if you were to purchase these individually on the Chaosium website, it would be $154.81 in total. But the bundle itself, the set, they retail for $129.99, which is all in all pretty good.
And also comes with a nice slipcase to hold it all.
Yeah. While it's about $26 more than if you bought everything separately on Amazon, you again do get those PDFs, which is awesome because quick reference is nice to have.
Also, Brian, not to keep on interrupting you, it also comes with 5 blank character sheets with the screen.
Okay, yep. Thank you for adding that. Overall, I think obviously the whole set is pretty dope by itself, but I think the Investigator Handbook adds to the bundle just for ease of creation for characters and just having more options. I think that probably is my favorite of the three.
And how about the starter set?
The starter set is $29.99. That comes, or I'm sorry, it's $24.99. That comes with has the rules and dice, so you're going to get D4, D6, all those. You are getting a solo scenario, which is Alone Against the Flames. The scenarios are for like three, 4, and up to 5 players. You do get 2 more actually, or I'm sorry, 3 more actually. Paper Chase, Edge of Darkness, which we actually just did not too long ago, and Dead Man Stomp. You do get some maps and handouts as well. So altogether, with the starter set and the slipcase, that would be about a little over 150, which is actually not terrible.
The starter set also comes with 5 pre-mades and also 5 blank.
Thank you. I knew I was going to miss some stuff.
Not a big deal. Ian, I recall you getting that whole bundle for $100 from like a Reddit deal that I got for you.
The Keeper's Guide is amazing. That's one of my favorite tabletop role-playing books by far. Brian, I actually learned how to play Call of Cthulhu by playing Alone Against the Flame. Yeah, it teaches you how to make your character and play the game.
Okay, very good.
And you know what, Brian?
Yeah,
If you're a
well,
player that likes to
that's pretty
fudge
cool.
dice rolls, you can do it all you want because it's a one-player game. I mean, if
well,
you knew anybody,
I'm
it
not
was,
really
though.
that player myself, but oh, I know somebody.
I also appreciate the fact that you get, if you got the whole bundle, like you spend it like a little over the 150. Say let's go 160 with tax and everything, shipping. You get 10 blank character sheets, 10 pre-made characters with all the scenarios and everything else. You get 2 scenarios in the screen, 2 scenarios in the book, and then 3 more scenarios in the starter set. So what's that? 7 scenarios. You get handouts for all of them. You get maps for all of them, and you get the dice. So like you can literally have like content for about like 4 or 5 months.
And we haven't even gotten into Pulp yet. That's just regular Call of Cthulhu.
And Brian, the bundle that you're talking about has enough adventures to keep you busy for a while. So yeah, it's just a high value, man.
Yep, I'm all about it.
Okay, so to backtrack a little bit, we're saying Call of Cthulhu, if you got everything, is like 160.
Yeah, about
Warhammer
116
Fantasy
and some
was
change.
what? Like 116? RC, what about Starfinder? Your general approximation?
Starts at about 100, and if you're going to get any additional books, probably looking about 180 or 140, depending on how many.
140-ish. We'll say 140 to be safe. How about you, Pat, for Pathfinder 2?
If we went with what my buy-in would be with the GM screen, the tracker conditions, and the core rule book, that was going to be about 160.
And then I recall the Alien book is like $60, and the starter set is like $40, so that's like $100, and then the screen's like another $20. So yeah, we're like $120 there for Alien.
A lot.
And then D&D is rocking what? 170 for just the screen and core books, and then you have the starter set. So let's say 190. If D&D is the baseline average, how are we feeling on the other products?
Yeah.
Like a deal, I would think. Because you said core books and a screen for D&D, and compared to what you get for 160 from Pathfinder, and you get a few more things, so a deal there. So you're getting a better deal just by quality of product.
I think, Zach, I've played Warhammer, twice, maybe once or twice. This looks worth trying out. I mean, even if you just bought the starter for $30, that's an awesome deal. And 116 for all this is not bad.
So we're about
Yeah.
where like 190 is a lot for D&D. We're saying Starfinder and Pathfinder are good. They're just below the threshold. Alien and Warhammer Fantasy is about it's a good try it price.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say like in the 100 range would be a good introductory price for, what you need to start a handful of games in the new system.
And then D&D is Call of Cthulhu is 160 and still has more than all those other products
Yeah,
combined.
I feel like you get more stuff with Call of Cthulhu.
Well, just in scenarios, you get 7 scenarios.
Yeah, I was just counting them when I was just a second. I was like, I can't remember if it was 6 or 7.
And that's not even counting technically if you get the free quick start rules. There's a free scenario there too.
Plus, Zach, aren't there a couple of free adventures on their website? The Haunting, I think, is free, right?
Yeah.
And that's the one in the quick start. But I think there's a couple on the website that you can just download for free. I think maybe Derelict is one of them. That's one of them, the Derelict, yeah. So that's 2 more right there. And the Derelict is cool because they give you rules on how to change the time you can make it in the 20s or in present day or really any time in the 20th century, really.
That's because if you get Peterson's guide, it's called Peterson's.
Oh, nice.
Peterson's Abominations also has the Derelict, but it's set in modern time. Going off of each product, what are we saying the best deal is? So Alien, it's the starter set. How about you, Pat RC? You played it.
I don't know. For me, I'm kind of leaning on system more so than, actual product. Not that Aliens wasn't bad, but I'm going to go with Warhammer Fantasy.
No, per product.
Oh, per product. Then yeah, Aliens.
So the starter set for Alien?
Yeah.
D&D, I guess I would go the Essentials kit. Actually,
I've bought the Essentials kit as a gift for a few friends, and it's a good hit. It's not a bad value.
Well, part of the thing is there are so many just players' handbooks that are out and available. You can almost fall over them. Monsters, you can almost at this point just Google, and then your Dungeon Master Guide is a doorstep.
I can't remember the last time I used a DM's guide. Like I said, it was probably 2nd edition AD&D.
Now, Pat, are you going for this Pathfinder 2 starter set?
No. I'm happy with the systems we're playing right now.
No. If you're per product, what of that whole bundle of things would you pick?
Yeah, the DM screen was fairly priced at $20, I believe. And that core rule book. What? It was so funny.
It's oh yeah, I'll pick the cheapest thing. The screen is all I want out of Pathfinder 2.
So I'll take those. Actually, the core rule book, it basically being the 3 D&D core rule books, as far as context, because that had 640 pages for $45. That's not bad.
How about you, RC?
Personally, it's just Aliens, but that's mostly because the dice is a $40 extra value, or a $20 extra value. You don't ever have to purchase now.
Well, no, it's $40 because you got to buy both sets.
Oh, okay. Yes, so $40 even more so.
But what about for Starfinder? You going just the core book? It's hard to say. So.
No, Starfinder, you'd have to have the armory, just because I know from my experience the core book is really lacking in the equipment department.
And then Ian, sounds like you want to go starter set for Warhammer Fantasy.
It's a good one, man. It looks cool. I like it. Either that or Alien. Either one of those, I would be down for.
And then I'm going to throw in the Call of Cthulhu starter set.
Yeah, they had a few copies at Cape Fear. They usually always have that one in stock.
I mean, like 2 months ago, they literally had the digital, so just the PDFs for $1 on Drive-Thru RPG, 99 cents.
Drive-Thru RPG has some awesome handout PDFs you can buy for Crimson Letter and a lot of some of the other adventures.
Yeah, and Drive-Thru also does like random like sales of stuff. So I think I got the RuneQuest, not the starter, but like
Oh, nice.
like the rule book and whatnot. I think I got that for like $5, like the PDF.
So what we're leaning on is basically not D&D.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're sorry.
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 We're sorry.
Pat, are you sorry?
You,
I'm
Pat,
no.
Pat,
I've said what
Pat
I've
already
said.
said
We
he
said what
likes
we
the
said.
system for
Pat,
playing now.
fuck him.
He was clear about that. He was very clear about that.
Yeah. We may go back to D&D for like nostalgia reasons, and then reassess our lives after having played. Like, why am I doing this? But I mean, for my 1920s and my modern stuff, I'm doing Call of Cthulhu and Pulp Call of Cthulhu. For my fantasy stuff, I'm doing Warhammer Fantasy. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I want to try out Starfinder. I'll get there one day.
It's not bad. It's just a little different.
It's the amount of crunch for me because I cracked open the rule book and I'm just like, oh, I gotta research. I gotta do some homework. Well, I'm okay with crunch whenever it comes to like character creation, but if I'm at the table having the crunch and it's slowing down the game because of the crunch, no.
Yeah, Pat, just you describing how a round of combat goes in Deathwatch, I was like, I need to get it like a beer to get through this combat.
Yeah. Let me get out a protractor and find out the wind direction with this meter and then what kind of carapace this alien has and what kind of ammo to use against it. Like, no.
Oh, there's my abacus right there.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us, and join us next episode where we cover how to run your first session and how to start role playing.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.